Hey guys, in today's video, I want to discuss the day 3 matches at the WTA finals. And let's start with Swiatek versus Rybakina. And it is my belief that if Rybakina finds her top level, she's the best player in the world, except clay. That's where Iga Swiatek is clearly the best clay court player in the world. But any other surface, if Rybakina finds her top level, which includes her mental game, because that's where she struggles the most, she's the best player. And interestingly, I listened to an interview with Goran Ivanišević this summer in Croatia, who coached Rybakina very briefly, and he said the same thing. If Rybakina plays her top level, she's the best player in the world. And finally, Rybakina is finding that top level. And what happened today is astonishing because she had lost the 4 previous meetings against Swiatek, and Iga played well in this match. I don't think that Iga necessarily played a poor match like she did prior to Roland Garros, for example, where she was losing very easily to a lot of players, including Goff in Madrid, where she only got one game. No, this was different. Iga did not necessarily play a poor match. It was just Rybakina who was, quite frankly, unplayable. In the first set, Iga had break point in her first service game, and she got out of that game, broke Rybakina in the second game, and then served out this first at 6-3. But in the second set, Rybakina changed her tactics a little bit on her serve and started kicking her second serve. So not only is she the best server on the WTA Tour, she leads the tour in aces in this season, but she's also very versatile. She can slice her serve and she can also kick her second serve, which is not something that's that common on the WTA Tour. And I think the fact that this tournament is being held indoors and it's also played in altitude, this of course helps the bounce of the ball. And I do think that Iga, despite being an amazing returner, had some troubles with that kick serve from Rybakina that was bouncing quite high. And it's not only that. From the back of the court, Rybakina was absolutely blasting the ball and simply outplaying Swiatek. Now, she wasn't blasting low percentage shots. Her shots still had margin, but she just out hit Iga, and the score was 6-1, 6-0 in the remaining 2 sets. Iga had absolutely no chance. And again, if Rybakina plays like this on any surface except clay, she's the best player in the world. I remember one match vividly in Berlin where Rybakina had 6-2 in the third set tiebreak, and she ended up losing this match 8-6 in the third set tiebreak. So it's still a question mark whether from a mental standpoint Rybakina can pull together this type of game. But if she can, again, she's clearly the best player in the world because she has the forehand and backhand combo where she can play extremely aggressive without that many mistakes. And on top of that, she has the best serve in the world, which on a quick court makes her very difficult to beat. So it's going to be interesting to see how this tournament pans out. Rybakina has already qualified, and we have to see who she will face in the semifinals. Now, speaking of serving, I made a video a couple of days ago about the new, and I can't say improved, Madison Keys serve because it's clearly not. And I am uncertain why Madison Keys is all of a sudden serving with a reverse lag. What that basically is taking your racket arm up first in that trophy position and tossing the ball later. And while some players can certainly serve okay with the serve, it is by far the worst serve rhythm, especially for a pinpoint stance. And the reason why this is a difficult rhythm to execute because you can't really build up a rhythm when you have a reverse lag serve. See, what happens with most other reverse lag servers is that there are additional movements when the racket goes up first. So either the racket goes above the head or it goes in a more extended position away from the body, and then the player with the pinpoint stance uses that space to pull the racket in and pull that back foot up towards the front foot. So this reverse lag serve kind of has a rhythm. So if you compare the reverse lag from Iga to the one from Madison Keys, Iga's looks better. Now, I will say that both don't look very good, but Iga's looks better than Madison's. Now, the reason why Madison Keys' new serve is such a poor serve from a rhythm standpoint is that Madison takes her racket up first, and the racket is completely frozen as she pulls that back foot up to the front foot. So this would make a little bit more sense with her old platform stance serve because Madison Keys changed from a platform to a pinpoint stance serve. But nevertheless, in her match against Anisimova, just like her first match. Against Iga, this is by far the worst serving that I've ever seen from Madison Keys, who I'm a big fan of. She's one of these power hitters that I like to watch on the WTA Tour, has one of the fastest forehand in the history of the WTA. Is also a phenomenal backhand and can just blast opponents off the court. And she also used to have one of the best serves on the WTA Tour. Now, in her first match against Iga, the serve was not working at all. She was committing wild double faults and also missing a lot of first serves. And in the match against Anisimova, Amanda didn't start well in this match. She was making a tremendous amount of errors. And Madison broke in the first game. And then in her first service game, she starts it off with a double fault and then serves two more. So she gets broken serving three double faults. And similar to Coco in yesterday's match, these were wild double faults. And mind you, Madison Keys has an excellent kick serve. So this is not the same problem that Coco has, where there's a technical issue. Madison Keys has a fundamentally sound flat slice and kick serve. The problem is that her rhythm is different and it's off. And it's for that reason why she's missing so many second serves. There's not a lot of confidence in this new serve, and it's quite frankly costing her all these matches. Now, Madison hasn't played in a long time. A lot of people are speculating that maybe she's serving like this because of injury, and I'm not sure, but I did listen to Madison Keys' podcast that she does with Pegula and a couple of other players, Jennifer Brady, and I'm not sure who the fourth one is, Denise Krafchik. I don't know how to say her name. I think that's the fourth person on the podcast. It's a great podcast. I listened to a couple of episodes, and in the most recent one, Madison Keys said that she's so happy that she can finally go to the WTA finals healthy without an injury. As I already said, despite Madison having trouble with her serve, Amanda did not play well for a set and a half. So Madison, despite not serving well, had chances to win this match. She was up 6-4, 3-1, and she was serving at 3-2. And in this game, again, she served three double faults, let Amanda back in the match, and Amanda found her form in that second set and started playing a lot better. She wins this set 6-3 and then takes the third set 6-2, finding her game and starting to be very aggressive and hitting a lot of winners like she did spectacularly after losing that tough Wimbledon final by reaching the final at the US Open and then winning another WTA 1000 title. So Amanda, an unbelievable player. And she didn't play well in her opening match against Rybakina, losing 3-1. But again, Rybakina was on absolute fire, so that was a tough first match. But Amanda still has a chance to make it into the semifinals. Her last opponent is going to be Swiatek, so that's going to be such a fun match to watch. A rematch of the Wimbledon final and a rematch of the US Open quarterfinal. So let's see who's going to take this one. But back to Madison Keys. I hope that she can figure out her serve issues and get back to the level that she had very early in 2025, where she won the Australian Open. Of course, there's going to be a lot of pressure trying to defend those points, but Madison Keys is still young and she can do big things in the game of tennis. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I made a statement after the Australian Open where I said Madison Keys has the chance to become the #1 player on the WTA rankings, because after winning the Australian Open, which was such a spectacular tournament from Madison Keys, where she beat Swiatek in the semifinals and Sabalenka in the finals, she didn't have any points to defend until very late into the season, and I thought that she would continue playing at that same level that she showed at the Australian Open. But I think one mistake possibly was that she took a long break after the Australian Open and didn't play any tournaments until Indian Wells. And even though she made the semifinals there, she got destroyed by Sabalenka, where she only got one game. She lost 0-1. And then after that, Madison Keys didn't really find that same level that she showed at the Australian Open. But again, like I said, she's still young. She can recover that level that she had. But the big component of her success is her serve. If Madison Keys doesn't serve well, I think she's going to have a hard time reaching that level that she had earlier this year. Guys, do me a favor and hit the like button on this video. If you haven't yet, subscribe to Intuitive Tennis. Also subscribe to my second channel, Intuitive Tennis 24/7. Also, if you want to go more in depth and learn the Intuitive Tennis methodology, subscribe to Intuitive Tennis Premium by clicking the link in the pinned comment. I will see you guys in the next video.